So it was an Advent, my first year, and after I read the scripture, it was the Sunday of love, because there's Sunday of Advent. So I said, well, instead of talking about love today, we're going to win that
Carrie
day.
says to me, she's
And I
not
said,
just so you know, when I saw
everybody was there,
Hey.
nobody knew what was going to happen.
Very nice.
And they
So,
all just started bawling.
Really?
Everybody there was crying their eyes.
Wow.
They were like,
congratulations again, Paul.
Thank you, thank you.
But we are now live, so I'm going to call to order the Community Relations and Human Rights Commission for the City of Oneonta. Welcome to our meeting, May 26, 2022 at 7 p.m. We are going to go ahead and do roll call. Our council member liaison, Luke Murphy, is excused. So Commissioner DeAnderson Getty Daniels.
here.
Commissioner Franklin Chambers is excused. Commissioner Reverend Marty.
Here.
Commissioner Paul Conway.
Here,
Commissioner Carroll is excused, and Commissioner Anita is excused. So we do have a quorum, because there's 4 of us, so we can go ahead and move about with business. We do not have any petitioners or visitors. Does anyone have any correspondence or announcements that they would like to make? We're good? Okay, so we're gonna go to approval of the minutes for March 24th, 2022. We would need a motion on them.
I move.
I have a discussion point, minor, just my name is spelled incorrectly.
Okay.
There, it's D-I-A-N, but it's in the first bullet point, halfway down. Other than that, looks good to me.
Thank you.
I couldn't hear what you said, Deanna, what did you say?
Just my name was spelled incorrectly.
Oh, okay,
Once.
good.
All the other ones were fine, just the one.
Can you show it to me again? I can't find it.
So
It's
under
right
business
here.
Trailblazer, halfway down, it's like on the first word of the sentence.
Reverend Marty will notify
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, as to whether or not.
Did anyone second the minutes
I
Seconded.
will second it,
with the change?
yes.
Okay, thank
Okay. So we are all those in favor of adopting our March 24th, 2022 minutes, say aye.
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 On the minutes, by the way, just say, Luke's gonna connect the commission to, the Onondaga Nation
Yes,
person.
yes,
What
we're
does that
very
mean? We're
excited about
connected? How
that.
are we connected?
Huh?
How are we connected? What does that mean?
Paul is, not Paul, sorry. Luke is hoping to bring someone in from the nation to come speak with us.
Good, okay. That's the connection, okay.
Yes, he just is not here today.
It's an invitation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think he would like to go more in depth and talk about it and discuss. It's just he's not
Good,
unavailable.
okay, thanks. I forgot that.
So, okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So our March 24, 2022 minutes pass. I just kind of want to, because we haven't really gotten to see each other, we didn't have a forum last month. I just want to talk a little about Trailblazer itself, like the event and such, and how everybody felt. And I want to say thank you to everyone, especially you two, for cooking and being hardcore, holding it down. Oh. Thank you, Rosemary. Who's in here? Oh,
Yeah, I thought the event was really good. I think for next year, for preparing, I heard a lot of feedback that people had planned to go to dinner. So if we plan on cooking, maybe just let them know that there will be food served there.
we did. It was on all of the,
That things, okay.
it was on everything. But that's good because maybe,
We don't do it food like that again, and just do like orders.
the feedback that I was getting, people were really happy with the food being there.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear any negative thing. I was just hearing people say like, oh, I wish we knew because we made plans for dinner, things like that. Kind of
Was there any food wasted, Deanna?
Oh, there was a lot of food left over.
That's a
It
shame.
wasn't really wasted, it was, much of it was served at Saturday's Bread the next day.
Oh, that's great, that's good.
Or whenever, a couple days.
That's not wasted, that's good.
No, and others, most, everything was given away to people who would eat it.
Terrific, terrific.
Yeah.
I got a nice cheese plate myself. Cheese
I-
and fruit.
I mean, maybe we could go more derby, but I mean, people seem happy, everyone liked the options, I think.
Yeah.
And some, like, especially the people who, like, went on the Eventbrite website, it was on there, like, we're
Right.
this is like a, but maybe there's a way to be more clear about it, maybe that could be like a first thing instead of in the list of things that's gonna be there.
Yeah, or maybe we just have.
We could see call it dinner event.
Right.
Okay. We
I
could
like
be like Trailblazer Dinner Awards ceremony, so that people know it's a dinner.
Is it always on a Friday?
No, we just picked, like between availability of the mayor and of Foothills and still having it in Women's History Month.
Okay. Just because I was thinking, like, if they're to avoid food waste, because it was a lot of money to buy. all
Oh,
that.
yeah, I don't know
If
we
we
have a
just plan
budget.
on a Friday and then it always goes to any leftovers to Saturday bread, that would be good. But if it was like on a Saturday and then we had all that food left over, you know? I was just thinking like how we can avoid
Keep it-
potential. Gotta remember to kiss. Keep it simple.
Well, there are, there is a free meal someplace, every plate, every single day in this town.
Yeah, because
So-
there's,
I didn't know that.
I was gonna
So you
say,
can always give it to one of the other.
Lawrence table can take it for.
It's a fantastic thing,
It
that's really
is,
good.
this is a town with a lot of heart.
It's a
The
really good.
Salvation Army will take leftovers, Lord's table.
Okay.
Then
Never mind.
That's great.
Yeah.
And the ceremony is terrific, it really was great.
Oh, I thought it was beautiful. I
Yeah.
thought the venue looked great. I thought the candidates had really nice, not candidates, award recipients had really nice speeches, and it was lovely to see how much support they had each.
Mhm.
You know, like
Absolutely.
everyone came with like 10 people for them, so I thought that was really cool, really classy event, guys, really nice. Not to toot our own.
We didn't even know what to expect because we always did it at City Hall. And it was a little weird because in the past we got council members who were gonna go to meetings, because we were just having it downstairs. Like on one or two of them came. But like, it turned out that at least for the Eventbrite stuff that I got, it was like local people who were like, oh, I'm gonna go.
Right.
They felt like it was open to them. And so they came through with their kids, and we had a county rep. We had a couple, that wouldn't have, or didn't come through prior. So it was like interesting, once we opened it up to Foothills, even just the attendees swapped.
Yeah,
I saw like the Foothills. It
The
was really-
foothills, I think also too, people know what to expect when they
Yeah.
hear foothills.
And there's lots of parking.
Right, yeah, it's super.
Jeff was so good. Can I just,
Oh, yes, he was
Mhm.
on.
so good. He is so good.
he
Like,
really is, yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so if we can arrange that every year, I thought A1.
yeah. He is very open to us having it there every year.
He's terrific, yeah.
Um, I don't know, I'm not sure what else he would shift. I mean, it was pretty good.
Right.
I don't know what else to shift.
How much did we,
We ended up,
spend?
oh, we went over budget, I'm pretty positive.
I think it was like $500 on food around there.
Cause I didn't even claim anything that I bought. But it's like, okay, like this is a learning thing. Like,
Right.
we're learning how to run this and do this, who we can reach out to in the future,
Yeah.
I actually applied for a grant. Betty Lee, if y'all know Betty Lee, she sent me a link for a grant,
Great.
locally from somewhere, it's like a person, an individual
Mhm.
who's doing a few mini grants.
Right.
So I applied for a commission to see if we could get a mini grant. They'll let us know by the end of June. But I'm just like looking for ways to try to get us money for the rest of the year.
Very good, yeah.
I'm not, I don't know, since we're not a 501, like, since we're not a not-for-profit, it's difficult.
Mhm. Yeah, I think just seeing the success of that event just kind of shows what we can produce as a committee
Absolutely.
and how like meaningful this committee could be and should be to this city of
We
Oneonta.
were running like we had movie nights every 2 weeks. We had the events at Job Corps and at Suco. Like prior to
Mainly I think
COVID.
for like budget wise.
Oh.
Like, hey, look what we can do with some money.
Yes, we'd like some donations, please. Anybody?
Well, we could ask for more from the budget, right?
Yeah, but I think for even next year, they already projected it to be like 500 or something. Which we spent that on just, I mean, that's not even everything we spent on Foothill.
Did you write the grant application yourself, or
Huh?
did you write the grant application yourself?
Did I write it? Yeah, you can fill it out.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know, grant applications vary a lot. Some really
It
require.
was not, it was pretty open, and I basically just expressed that we're a city commission and that we were doing, working. Because it was partially geared toward people doing like community work.
Right,
And so I said, okay, well, that's what our committee's doing, like
Yeah.
our commission's doing.
yeah, the grants really vary a lot in terms of their,
How much they
requirements.
require and
How
Yeah,
involved they are.
Sorry on my phone. Okay, Carrie says we have $94 left. So that's better than, I thought we were gone. Okay.
well, I'm thinking moving forward, I don't really know if we have too much left on our calendar, right? What do we have? We have the 4th of July parade,
Yes.
Juneteenth, but that's through insurance.
Right.
And then going into fall, I
We'll-
still think we should try to host a blood drive. I think that would be good for the community and
It
just nationally. But that, again, won't take any money, that's just gonna be organizing.
Right.
So maybe we'll make it through with $96.
I mean, it would be nice to get, because if we can get donations, then I don't think like we lose them. So like, they just kind of sit in our budget until, I'm answering things that I probably should be asking Carrie. But I would feel like if we get a donation, it's ours, we keep it.
Yeah, I think if it's a directed donation.
Right.
They wouldn't be able to spend it anywhere else besides here.
Right, so it would be ours to spend, so it's like, it would be nice if we can kind of like seek out other spaces to get money from.
There are other places like the Community Foundation, and you could even write a Patrick grant.
Yeah, I just submitted a community foundation grant for Juneteenth. And on their website, they've awarded a lot of money to a lot of different organizations. I will say us not being a 503, what is it?
501c3.
501c3 might be a hiccup, but we could always try to find organizations to funnel our donations through.
Right, fiscal agent.
good.
Something to think about.
I think we should anticipate, like, that Foothills, or that Trailblazer is gonna be like 500 at least.
At least, yeah. I think also too, if we're planning and fundraising, Foothill should be compensated. We should account for at least some money going.
That's a good point, that's a really good point, because they need money.
Mhm. And I think they're 503, whatever it is, nonprofit too.
But
So,
they're an ongoing struggle for support, and we want to support them if we can. Right.
There was a bar though, didn't they make money on?
Yeah.
they did?
Yeah.
On the wine and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
They don't make much on it at all, though.
Really?
That's a really nickel dime thing.
Okay. Very good.
I wanted to ask, we're gonna have brochures for the Juneteenth event, do you think?
Carrie's not here. I'm not sure what's up with the brochures, because last time Frank is the last person who had brochures.
We have a press release for the Juneteenth.
Yeah, that's what I
Are you
mean.
talking about a flyer?
No,
He
brochures.
wants brochures for the
Human Rights
commission.
Commission. We used to have brochures.
Perhaps a handout.
Yeah.
It's been years since we've had them.
Uh-huh.
Since I know the people organizing Juneteenth, maybe we could set up a table. If you
Yeah.
guys wanted, if someone wanted to like commit to tabling at the event.
Is there any way we can goose somebody to get the brochures done?
I'm pretty, I don't know.
I would sit at a table if you wanted to.
Okay.
I'll hold you to it. And we have we have a banner, so it would be nice just to have something, even if it's just one where people can look at it while they like talk. But just so you know, hey, we're here. We have some
I
stickers.
feel like we
right?
shouldn't have brochures anymore. I feel like we should have like one cut. You know, like when you pick up information for like WIC or any other program that's like one piece of paper front back.
We could also just
Brochures are so like old school and like I feel like people don't take the time to necessarily sit through and read brochures unless it's super imperative for them to learn information. I mean, you go to the doctor, you don't even read through the whole brochure.
Mhm.
So it's
We
like,
could do like a QR code to the city's website where it's on there.
right,
That
that would
way,
be
like,
awesome.
it doesn't really require much paper and it's already, I could do that sitting at this meeting, get a QR code for it.
Right, I think that might be better. Like, we could just have like one-sided thing that's fun, this is the main gist of us, what we're doing, what we're trying to do, and then the QR code to our webpage.
Yeah, that's actually something
Or even our Facebook, I think would be,
we could do both, Facebook and
oh, so let's do
QR
that.
code for,
Well, I'll be in the minority. I love the brochures, but from what you're saying, I don't know the difference between a one-page, 8.5 by 11 on both sides.
No,
or a
we're
brochure.
talking about what, like, you know, when you go up to a table and there's like front and back, like this size,
Yeah.
and there's stuff on the front, stuff on the back, nothing like, not a brochure.
I think it's just like a simplified version of a brochure.
Right, because then with the QR codes, you can go scan it and then pop up our website or our Facebook page.
And it's usually a heavier kind of paper,
Right.
like a cardstock.
Oh, okay.
I
And
think
it
just
kind of lives longer than a
practicality would be easier for us to do this, although I do like the idea of having something tangible for people to hold, especially since, you know, we should be shying away from always on our screens, but I know for a fact we can get this done for free.
Right,
After the event.
I think that, you know, the brochures were great for when they, you know, but like now, people are trying to get away from using so much paper and like having it be wasteful. So we could just have like one piece of paper, front and back. The front can be like a little bit about what we do, why we do it, you know, what we're looking to do in the community. The back can have our codes on it that they can scan with their phones, can have our email address, our, you know, all of our contact stuff. And then that way it's like one piece of paper they have to pick up versus a brochure they have to sit and open up and read.
Are you volunteering to do this, Bianca?
I was volunteering to create the QR codes and have it set up. I will not be volunteering to make the one pager.
No, I think you're busy.
I think we spent a really long time trying to get out a brochure and being very like particular with it and stuff, and now it's kind of like, people don't really hand out like brochures like that anymore. Like if you go to like, say for instance, you go to the farmer's market and WIC is there, you know, they have the things I'm talking about. They don't have brochures, they're handing out like actual like hard cardstock, like here's the direct information you need about us.
Cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Do you want me to bring a table? I have a table I can bring. Yeah.
Please. And I think, was I the last one with the banner?
It's not me, that's all I know.
I think it is. It might be me.
It's not me. Okay.
Unless, Paul, if you know you have it, but I think it might be me. Yeah. I think I have the banner, so I'll bring that too. Yeah. would have it from the last parade. Was that, oh my gosh, was that last year?
Yeah,
Halloween or Christmas?
Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Christmas.
do the
Yeah,
holiday parade.
Is there any handout that's gonna be for, the Juneteenth event with information about the speakers or the
Yes.
entertainers? That's great. Great.
Yep, that's in our budget this year.
Terrific, terrific.
We have so because we've outsourced a lot of the talent, or like I would say, specifically the artists, most of I think all of our like speakers, performers will be local. So, giving them a little extra recognition will be nice.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Mhm.
So if I bring a table, will there be anything on it besides the?
Well, we'll have the QR code, I'll put it in like one of those stand-up frames, and then on the front of the table, we can hang the banner,
Yeah,
and then maybe the stickers,
right.
What, I'm sorry.
and the ice cold drink.
What time will you want Marty there?
If you could arrive at 12:30, the event itself starts at 1.
I'll try, but it's a Sunday, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like working.
So, honestly, I could have the table set up,
Okay.
because I'll be there. And then,
I can probably get there by 12:30. Now, we canceled coffee hour because of COVID. I'm really done at like 11:45.
well, too, I can send a message out to Franklin and Carol and Anita. Anita will be there anyway, but maybe like, we could do shifts, where we get
That'd be
like
great.
an hour a person at the table. Because it would be a long day anyway, to be there without much to promote.
Sure.
Especially if I have already been at church since 6:30 in the morning, which is what I usually do on Sundays.
Yeah, so maybe shifts. I don't know, Paul, I don't want to sign you up, but if you wanted to do the first go. Okay.
Sure, perfect.
So you could arrive at 1, I'll have the table set up, and then Reverend Marty, when you have a chance to come over, you can relieve Paul.
1 o'clock, I'll be there.
Shannon, hopefully your family will be there, and maybe you'll pop over for the table for a little.
Oh, Sunday is my daughter's show. She's a lead.
Oh.
She's an Orpheus.
Oh, that's
Gotcha.
cool.
So unfortunately, and the same thing happened last year. I dropped her off, like, pre-show, and I ran down there for as long as I could until, like, they were texting me that they were getting ready, and I went back. But I think I'll be too tight on time this time.
No, sir.
But,
Okay, like Dr. Marty said, June is such a jam-packed
It
month.
is, June
It's
is
insane.
insane. June is crazy. Do you actually need my table, or do you have another table?
I can get another table.
Can you? Okay. All right, thank you.
Ideally, I would just I think what I'm gonna try to do is just get all the tables for the orgs, so they just have to bring their handout materials. That way it look a little bit more uniformed, and then I'll have to worry about people getting there on time, everything will be set up.
True.
But I haven't really reached out to the Boys and Girls Club yet, but I'm going to.
Okay.
Last year they let us use their tables, hopefully they'll let us do it again.
Awesome.
Okay.
how many tables is it?
I plan on inviting, I think 10 orgs. For 10 tables, maybe a little bit more because we'll go use some for the artifact table, so probably looking at 15 to 20 tables would be ideal.
I'm just trying to think of other places if you can't get them from Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, I don't think they'll say no unless they have an event themselves, just because they already said yes the 2 years before, but always gotta ask. You can't assume anything.
No.
We kind of went over the place. Okay, so we started with Trailblazer, we're in June. Okay, hold on. So Trailblazer was good, the event was good, there's not too much we would change. Trying to think of like better ways we can
I think requiring tickets,
well, we did.
but like requiring it, even if
Oh,
they're free.
I feel like that might,
I don't know. I think we can't just always be surprised by the turnout.
I was happy with this accident
I
turnout.
think what are you saying, that you'd like to know ahead of time?
Ahead of time,
You
yeah,
know
because
how
think
much-
about it, we were setting up tables during the event. Because we
Well,
didn't have
which
enough
is,
space.
we were ready for though, because Jeff and I talked about it. We had stuff,
Yeah, but I'm
set
saying,
aside so that in
if
case
we're
people
growing
came.
and improving, knowing how many people are expected to attend, that way we can have everything ready to go. It's pretty stressful to kind of like last minute, take the tablecloths off the table, move them, bring the chairs.
And then with that, we wouldn't have as much old leftover food either, if we knew how many were coming.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm down to
know.
myself about tickets.
A lot of people came just because like they got out of work on time, like at least there was 4
Yeah.
people like that, who, they just got out of work and got over there.
Yeah, but I think if we have tickets, then it would be an event people would be looking forward to. They would put it on their calendars, they would talk about it, they're attending. And it's not like I think we would turn people away at the door if they didn't have a ticket, but I think if we push the ticket thing, we would know what to expect, who to expect, have a list. Like,
How
we
about
got
just an
one out.
RSVP? An
An
RSVP?
RSVP, yeah, like a ticket assumes there's a price, but an RSVP, would be a courtesy that would be training the public to get used to. Like, hey, listen, like, we want to know if you're going to be here so we can prepare for you, that's all.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the minority about that, I mean, it's not like I'm going to make a big fit about it, but I just think from a planning perspective, it might be nice to know how many people are coming.
I mean, for instance, I think we only knew like half of those people were coming between tickets and Facebook, like
Mhm.
reservations. So like half of those people decided last minute or like weren't sure or, came because they figured out they could or, and if you're sitting there and you don't know if you can make it, you're just not gonna reserve a ticket because you don't want to take someone else's space. You want to be rude and take a ticket from someone else. So it's like all these people we may have missed out on having there because they were unsure about whether they could attend or not.
Yeah.
What about if we
Versus,
just put in the minutes that we discussed this, but they'll defer the discussion or the decision until we have more people here? I don't know.
no,
No, that's fair.
it's tickets. It's not like, there was some, I want to say there was like 15 through Eventbrite. So of all the people there were only 15 reserved tickets on
There
Eventbrite.
was probably close to 100 people there.
Right, and so, I think like 25 were on Facebook, so everyone else was like, decided to come.
Yeah, but I think again, we didn't put much attention into invitations and publicity. But I'm saying like, we're trying to improve ourselves, make everything better and smoother.
Can you elaborate? And there wasn't much intention on invitations.
Well, besides you, I don't know if any other commissioners did any promotion, anything regarding the publication of the event.
Well, certainly.
I know I did it.
If necessary, then necessary.
The awardees are the ones who primarily get people to get there,
Right.
and that did happen.
Yeah.
Joyce had a whole table there for herself.
Right, I think everyone had at least 10 to 15 people.
And that's generally how these kind of things go. We're giving out an award, most of the attendance is gonna come from the
Right.
awardees.
And that was unusual with so many awards.
Right, I was gonna say, we need
That's
to be, thoughtful of that in the future, because this was an anomaly that we allowed for the, I know we're gonna restructure that whole piece, but like, we allowed for the 4, so we had,
Mhm.
for 4 people to show up. So if we only have, if we have less people, we're gonna expect less people. But I did talk to Joyce about past, because I was curious about past Trailblazers and when she first started, what it looked like. And in the past, they had it set up to where there was one winner for like somebody who's excellent at community service and then someone else who's working in this other field, and they had it broken down by fields and contributions to the community. And that this was a working method for the award. And there's no, like, she didn't feel there wasn't any reason we couldn't go back to that. was a viable thing that they did for many years. So kind of just in the space of,
As opposed to having just a young winner and an older winner.
Yeah.
right, so then like for like the younger category, there would be like, maybe somebody who's academically really persevering, and then there's somebody who's in the community who's persevering, and then for the adult category, it's for their different contributions in their space. So kind of like the four we had this year, how each of them was in something completely different. You would have categories for such to allow.
I think we should look at that again.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, we should.
Might also give people who are nominating a little bit more structure in their submission applications.
I think so, because there was a wide variety of the kinds of applications.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Really, like 3 lines long, and other ones went
Yeah.
on for pages and pages.
Yeah. Most definitely. So I think it's nice that, it was something they did have before, that was working. I think the issue that they ran into was the number of people being nominated. And so then it kind of just got shrunk, and they weren't having, people nominated for it, so they just kind of kept shrinking it down. But that's our goal, is to revamp this and get it back out there and get the people nominated. So I think it would be good to have, open these categories back up, because technically we could have made a category for each one of the women last time, you know what I mean? So maybe we should use that as a platform, like a foundation to create some categories.
Maybe too, we can also look at the submission or the nomination process, like maybe you could submit a video instead of typing up a
There you
formalized
go.
essay.
So this, just like go back, so initially when I came on, this was a way longer, bigger process. And we were able to get it down to like what it is right now. It's like some struggle. I think that is a fabulous idea if we can add these new like extra components, because not everybody is going to want to sit down and type out. I guess the thing would be, we would have to all have access to be able to review video submissions. I feel like
Does the commission have an email?
the commission does not, as far as I know, it does not have a general email.
Okay. But I was thinking maybe it could be emailed in and we just watch it at our meetings.
I think
Or our
it
emails
goes
are
to
public,
Carrie.
right?
Yeah, our emails are public. All of our information is public.
That's scary. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it would be nice to have a little bit more applicants, nominees.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Especially now we're opened up to foothills and we're shifting the venue. It's not just like a city hall event anymore.
Right.
It's not just for like city hall stuff.
Yeah.
We're
But also
trying to-
too would get our community members thinking about outstanding women
Right.
and saying like noticing women more often, like with
Right.
the intention of like saying, oh, you're doing a good job, or I want to nominate you for an award.
So is that something, so, maybe now we'll start like from there. And maybe the next time you have a discussion on this, it'll be what those categories will look like. And then also improving nominations.
I'd hate to think though, with video requirement, that it would discourage some people from nominating others. There's a lot of work in putting a good video together.
I think having an option for both.
It's not a requirement, it was just an option.
Yeah.
Oh, an option, sure.
I think some people
Yeah.
would find it easy to sit in front of the camera and say, oh, I think Reverend Marty and Shannon are great. And then other people are like, how do I put this into words? Or vice versa, like, I don't love to talk in a video. But I find it easy to type out something.
Just an option.
Yeah, I'd hate to discourage some people from,
Right, offering both, I think, would be the most accessible approach.
The other idea is to have a fillable form. for the
Online, that would be
That-
ideal.
Because that is easier to write out than, what should I do? You know, looking at a blank piece of paper. If there were specific questions with a fillable form online.
That's a good idea.
The only thing about the fillable, it would commit them to typing it on the form versus them writing something out and like, or they could attach something they wrote
Yeah,
out
right.
or attach the video.
So maybe the form has both options, attach a video or form, or create video and create a form, fill in the form.
My only thing is, we don't have like tech people.
That could be a Google form.
You guys are teching.
We
Well,
can make it.
I'm thinking maybe we should defer on this till another meeting, we have more people, and just really then decide, rather than, we're not gonna decide now, are we?
Oh, right, no, I think
We're having
this
this brainstorm.
So why
is
don't we
great conversation.
just, yeah,
The only other suggestion I would make is that we have all of this decided before Christmas.
Oh,
Because it
well,
always seems to be this big rush
sure, sure.
after we get together again.
Yeah.
Like, because we don't meet till the end of the month, so that's like the end of January.
Right.
And then if there's a snowstorm or something, you
We're
miss the
stuck,
meeting.
yeah.
And suddenly, that's why we got into that time pressure in early
Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
Because we were like, ah!
Yeah,
So I just think we should have all the, like, the call for nominations out even before Christmas. Even if you
Yeah.
have to redo it again and remind people, but have the information out before.
We could even do like rolling applications where we don't have a deadline and we just say like, as of January 1st, we start for the new nominations year.
I like that.
So there's no deadline, you get it in when you get it in, and depending on when you submit it, depends on when they would win, if they would win, be up for nomination.
I'm having a problem with the connection.
What?
Please try again and
Who are you? Sorry. No, we could do that, except that, of course, we're sort of tied to March because it's Women's History Month. So that's when you want to actually give the award in March.
But I kind of like it though, because it's like,
You
okay,
could still
so,
give it in March, but
Right.
you could just, submit someone.
right, like you say you
Anytime
submit
we-
someone in July, you're submitting them for next go
next
around.
Go around.
Right, so there's like a rolling situation going on, and just knowing that if it's after March, it's gonna be for the next, year's awards. So then that way, I love it, that way
Right.
people can just nominate at any point at time.
Yeah, but they know that it wouldn't actually be given out till March.
Right.
With the decision made, so ideally, we would make the decision in February's meeting,
Ooh,
right?
we typically do it like the first week of March, like that.
So we have a
first week
special
of March.
meeting for it?
Yeah, we have a special meeting, make the decision, then we tell the winners, they have about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on this year, they got a little bit longer.
Is there some reason for that, or for not making the decision sooner?
Because we're typically always waiting on applications.
But if we got the applications out earlier, that's what I was wondering.
Right.
Okay. Well,
This is all new, we're just
Right.
gonna try all new stuff. We're just figuring out whatever's gonna grease this and make this work best.
well, getting the applications earlier would make a
Yeah.
lot of sense. Take a lot of pressure off us too.
Yeah, I think having it open is a wonderful idea. And
But
then
again, if we're gonna decide this again, I think rather than have a long discussion tonight on this, we might as well wait till the next discussion that we plan and then decide then.
Yeah.
I will say.
We're just
I will
spinning wheels,
hesitate,
right?
just
We're brainstorming right now.
Our attendance is shady, or spotty, I should say. So I don't love to defer things, strike while the iron's hot, but I see what you're saying too.
I would like to vote on the open, because we can, why not? If there's 4 of us here, I would love to vote on that, maybe having that shift of having it be open, they can nominate whenever, they just know that, nominations end in March, and if it's after March, then it's for the next year. Because then that way, if someone does something in June, they want to, write something about, it's like already there for us, we already have something.
But don't we have to redo the We have to get those categories first before we can redo the application.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like scrap it and redo everything. But I think just let's vote on the fact of having like an ongoing rolling application process where people know in March it's gonna be the cutoff, but you can still nominate people, it'll just be for the next year.
Yeah, I would say February, the last day of February would be the cutoff. Because if we're gonna have our meeting in
Right.
February and vote on it, then every application after that would be for the next year, right? So February 28th.
Yeah, I think if we're leaving, if it's, yeah, then definitely. If it's rolling application, it can stay the end of February.
And if it's rolling, I guess we have to periodically advertise and try to,
I think that,
Recruit nominations.
yeah, this is the beauty of it, right? So now like it gets out there more people hear about it.
every month or so we do it.
We can mention it at events, we can mention it, like this is stuff we can go talk about now and say you can go, apply for this at any point on our website. Or on our Facebook, we can put a link on our Facebook.
Okay.
Keep it going all the time. Because it doesn't hurt anyone, it just makes things easier on us. Because then if people do it all year, then we have applicants.
Right.
And we're not scrambling for a month and a half really quickly to try to get people. So, I mean, I don't know that we have to vote, we're just agreeing to it.
I don't know if it's official then.
Okay.
But, okay, so we'll kind of save more of the Trailblazer discussion for when there's more people here, because I feel like other people want to be here. We've talked about Juneteenth. Did you have anything else you wanted to mention or bring up
Like for new business?
for the celebration?
Oh, not really. Making headway. Gonna be spectacular.
Awesome.
That's what I'm hearing from the people. I do have new business, so
Oh,
you
okay.
can refer back to me when you're ready.
Oh, we're good. You can go on your new business.
So for new business, I was thinking of ways to better connect with the community of Oneonta and engage with them. So I was thinking maybe we could create some kind of community feedback in which we would hear from the residents about things they're liking that they're seeing in Oneonta, things they wish they could participate in, just so we had a better idea of what we should be doing here and creating some kind of form of communication with residents and the committee. Just maybe something simple, maybe 5 or 6, 7 questions, a quick survey, just saying hey, are you actively participating in the community? If so, what events stood out the most to you? What do you wish you could do? Something like that, just so we can,
Are you meaning the survey we did for the subcommittee?
Similar, but a little bit more tailored to how we can better serve the residents of Oneonta as committee members, commission members, I should say. You know what I
I think
mean?
that's a very good idea.
Just because every month we don't really have any correspondence, we don't have any petitioners.
Right.
We're
'Cause-
kind of just here making our own opinions into reality.
Right, so before, so it used to, now Mark is mayor, it's a little bit different, but it used to be that we were the mayor's commission, right? And so that we were to be here for the mayor, to talk to, for him to run things by, for anything happening in the community, right?
Then the name is misleading.
Gary,
That doesn't seem like what we should be doing.
right, so Gary opened it up some to where we were, more involved in the community, allowed for those aspects, and Mark was more so opening that up even more, so. Now is the time that we can kind of create this space. I think the only thing is our role is limited in certain ways, so we would have to be very specific about what we can and can't not do. And
What specifically?
so, for instance, we had people come several years back to talk to us about the condition of the trailer park and the living conditions of the trailer park. So even though the trailer park is over in the city of Oneonta,
Mansion Hill? Or what is it called?
the one behind Walmart, Messinas, I think it is. Technically, it was in the town and out of our jurisdiction, like we couldn't help with that situation. So it's, has to be like under certain, and we're technically supposed to be a bridge. So like, for instance, we had someone else come who was having trouble with Homeland Security, one of the professors. And so like we kind of bridged him to organizations who could assist him. We weren't necessarily the assister, we assisted him in finding the spaces where he would be best served.
Yeah, you made the point that the commission is going to evolve depending, in a way, on the direction of the mayor or the inclination of the mayor to use it. It might be useful to get the mayor in to talk to us about how he thinks.
What his expectations are.
Yeah.
I think that's a good
And he
idea.
might have some good suggestions. He's pretty magic.
Like,
Yeah, I think just mainly my thing was making sure the community knows that we exist.
right, I think having Mark give us like expectations of what he's expecting of us maybe. Cause what's written up for us is pretty vague, and we've just been kind of like pressing the boundaries and being like, oh, okay, no one said anything about this boundary, so keep doing it. And like, we'll just press more boundaries and,
Yeah. My thing is, we should just hear from the community, like, instead of Mark telling the community what they need, or
No, no,
Mark
it's
telling
not-
us what we should tell the community should just tell us directly.
But he might suggest some ways that we can,
it's not about Mark telling us,
Try to connect.
it's about, because technically we are the mayor's commission. It's about
Well, where
Mark,
does it say that? I didn't read that anywhere.
I
Board's
didn't
never
either.
signed
I
up
knew
for a
that, I
commission
knew
like
the
that.
mayor has to appoint us, but I never knew that was the.
I would have to do.
Because that would be, first of all, I would resign from that if that was what it was. If the mayor just told us what we can and cannot.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, if we are, let me look it up. I don't even know where it is.
Well, let's have him in anyway, he's still new.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Paul.
I do. The other person that would be good to invite is the new director of Job Corps.
Oh, yeah.
Because the other
'Cause
one,
Chris
Chris
is
was
leaving.
there a long, long time. And we already had.
He was at the,
Yeah, he was at the,
I forget his name though.
They were both there, the new one and the retired.
and when's the appreciation thing for the director who's stepping down?
I don't know.
For Chris, I'll tell you more in a
Chris,
second.
yeah. That's coming up.
Yeah, I think it's next
You
week.
might all be interested in going. I'm gonna have to leave pretty quick.
Me too.
Chris is going away.
Yeah, I think for the sake of time, maybe we can vote on inviting the mayor to our next meeting if he's available. But I just would, like to say publicly that, we are creating our own committee here because Mark isn't always going to be mayor. It's important that we have a strong voice
Oh, yeah, sure.
and focus for the committee's longevity.
Mhm.
But that being said, obviously I'm open to anything Mark has to offer.
Yeah, he might be helpful
I don't think
in
it should
giving us some
dictate.
new directions too.
Mhm.
I'll find the word, something Joyce had showed me a while back that said something about that we were the mayor's commission.
Okay, well, we can bring that
Yeah.
next
I
time.
was-
Oh, hold on,
Dan,
all
too.
commissions, okay. So Carrie just texted me back and said, all commissions and board service at the pleasure of the mayor.
But that's the invitation. I don't need to read it.
Oh.
To me, that sounds like that's how you get on the commission.
Right.
Not what
Not
you
that
do once you're here.
Yeah, and not necessarily that he sets the direction.
Right.
I was talking with Dan and he was saying that the former mayor, Kim, what was her last name? Something? Merzick. She was like a part of expanding what the roles of this commission specifically involve, so maybe inviting her to one of our meetings too, just to help give us a little bit more guidance. So we just have a little bit more structure, a little more focus moving forward. Would be cool. I'll have to double check, but I think it was Kim Versi.
Christmas farewell is June 8th from 5 to 7 at B-side.
Yeah, B-side, right?
Yeah,
June 8th?
June 8th,
That's kind of right around fast.
How do you spell,
5 to 7,
Jim, how do you spell Kim Marzick?
Merzig, M-E-R-C-I-G.
Also too, I know we're like shipping up, but the OPA, Otsego Pride Alliance, is having a prom, June 10th, I believe, at the Foothills. $10 tickets to get in.
What is it
I
again?
don't, is it?
It's a prom.
Should I put that up in announcements?
Might be nice just to get a little. I'm not sure how many people actually watch these meetings, but it's one and it's cool.
Okay, I'm gonna run.
All right,
It's June 30th, 10 to 7.
The prom?
The Pride Prom is June 30th, 7 to 10.
Oh, Pride's Prom, okay. I didn't get what it was.
Oh, maybe you'll get an invite
Good,
from someone special.
okay, I'm in.
what about, other announcements also, what was the goodbye retirement party for,
June 8th,
First is June 8th
evening
from
of June
5 to
8th, and
7
B-side, yeah.
at B-side.
what's Chris's last name?
I will spell it for you.
I know it, but I can't pull it out of my head. Coons,
K-U-H-S.
Coons, yeah. Okay, see you guys.
See you, Paul.
Okay, take care.
We will adjourn our meeting.
I'll see you
After
on,
now. No.
I'll see you on the 19th.
Bye.
Yes.
Okay.
God bless. All right, so the one thing that was on the agenda that we never got to, should I just write that it's tabled?
Yes, please.
Possible creation of a service award to our committee members. This was like a vending machine in there. There's so many snacks.
This is good.
Ah, it's cute. I didn't take any of your snacks, Katie. Don't worry. You know, I've chewed like 6 pieces of gum today. I don't know why. I'm just like,
Are you gonna have allergies?
is that, could it be?
Yeah.
I think I might be getting allergies.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, every morning, congested.
Ooh,
I think it's because my bed is now in front of the window,
Hmm.
that could be.
and I also have a fan.